Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble episode 69. Entitled Elite Trolling. We're here to discuss the November 23rd, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite with their pre-Thanksgiving special. I am here with the man of 47,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews and your honest criticism of Tony Khan, Mr. Jimmy Macram. How you doing?
I'm sick.
Oh, poor guy.
Not sick and tired of the show. Well, there's that. Just sick.
I think it's a little bit of that both. Both of those things here. How are you doing? Happy Thanksgiving, Jimmy.
Happy Slaughter the Indians Day. Happy Take This Smallpox Day. While we steal your land.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's what they should rename it. Happy Smallpox and fucking raping the rest of you day.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Jesus, you're really making up for last week, huh?
For anyone who was disappointed that we didn't get any disclaimer, you saying me, like all you had to do was, slaughter the Indians, and I just wanted to put that, disclaimer out there, but then you said rape everyone. And yeah,
not everyone, just the women. I assume they kill the men.
But I'm saying, sir, they can clip you and put this in a different light completely. But yeah, for anyone disappointed that we didn't have we didn't even have one disclaimer last week. Got plenty of it this week, and last week was what I would say. This week was better than last week. So
yes, certainly.
But yes, we are here. Happy leftover day. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. Happy Black Friday day to everyone. Thank you for joining us. AEWramble as we review AEW Dynamite. Remember to drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. If you're watching us on Facebook, comment, heart, a laugh, angry emoji, however AEW Dynamite this week made you feel. Let us know with those emotes because that always helps on Facebook, and retweet the video if you're watching us on the Twitter machine. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We are interactive here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. So let us know your thoughts on this week's AEW Dynamite. And if you want your comment highlighted, we're going to try to get to as many of your comments as possible. But the best way to do that is with a super chat donation, and not only highlight your comment, but it helps out the channel so much with all the contributors here. We got Ace here with us who says, well, here we go. We also got Sibian who says, hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Did you eat well, Jimmy?
No. My sister tried some new shit. It bothered me. But hey, I don't cook, so I'll take it, I suppose.
Well, there you go. We got Annika who says happy leftover day, homies. We also got. No, go ahead. Go ahead. You can't hold anything back after last week. Go ahead.
No, it was going to be more of the same, I'll say. I'm going to leave that alone. It was going to be a reference to people leaving tents and saying you can have what's left over.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That was actually
murder and rape of indigenous people, always hilarious. I'm sorry, this is an insane holiday. Why do we pretend like it's not?
I don't pretend like it's not, but I don't go and make the references you do. Santos says, "What's up, SP3 and Jimmy? Hope your Thanksgiving were great." We also got Simeon who says Matt Jackson was thinking about Jimmy when licking that hammer. Wow! Whoa! I did not expect that one. That's for sure. We also got ALW who says, "Happy Murder the Indigenous People Day." See what you started here?
There you go, sir. Let him know.
He's calling out your 2 that you got off the bat. Dang, Jimmy, we just got here, says Annika. Started off early. And we also got CM Chris who says, "The Elite were definitely trolls on Dynamite this week. As a guy in the UK, we don't have Thanksgiving, but happy Thanksgiving to my American brothers and sisters." See, they don't celebrate the references you made.
Yeah, because the only reason we were over there is we had to get away from those psychopaths.
We've insulted Americans and the UK. Great. We're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. Keep sounding off in the live chat. We love hearing from all of y'all. But let's get into AEW Dynamite from November 23rd, 2022. From, of course, as Thanksgiving tradition, from Chicago, Illinois. What did you think about this crowd in Chicago on Wednesday night?
They were on fire. They were so on fire, they almost ruined the opening segment, but luckily we had 3 professionals in there. And they were great for the rest of the show, with the appropriate reaction to the Elite, as you should always have.
Not always have. But for them, they were entitled to feel a certain way about them. But let's get into the opening segment, which you said they didn't help out too much. We started off things with his lordship, Lord William Regal, in the center ring with a microphone in his hand. He asks if we would like to hear from our new champion, and he says that people, of course, respond that they do, and he says that you will hear from him next week. He says that MJF refuses to come to the city. Regal asks, "Where are they even?" We get FU Regal chants. He asks if we like to know about their relationship, and he then tells us that we'll have to wait until next week, where MJF will talk about their relationship, as well as an email that William Regal sent to MJF just a few weeks ago. This leads to Jon Moxley not waiting any longer to come out here and to confront William Regal. He
waited a little long. He waited for Regal to talk. He went through the crowd. So there's a faster way to do that, sir.
Well, he comes out here to confront William Regal, and William Regal did not look pleased at all. Just a sneer. It was just awesome. Out comes Bryan Danielson, the other founding father of the Blackpool Combat Club, with Regal and Moxley. He shoves Moxley. John shoves Bryan a bit as he continues to try to hold him back. Bryan then grabs a mic and he says that he doesn't know why Regal did what he did. He did a bad thing, but Moxley has done bad things. So has Bryan. They all have. Bryan is asking him to please, he's got a bad neck, 2 bleeds on his brain. Please don't hurt Regal. Bryan even gets on his knees. John is struggling with this. He paces angrily. He jumps forward, then double guesses as Bryan continues to plead with him. Bryan then slaps John in the face. Bryan apologizes, shoves him, then gets to his knees and tells John to listen. Bryan stands back up and doesn't care about the boos. He tells John he knows of the struggles. Bryan brings up his dad, tells him that he struggled with what John struggled with. This is more than wrestling. When his dad had those struggles, he didn't understand. There was only one person that could teach Brian, and it was this man, William Regal. He says, block the crowd out, John, because of this man. Brian was able to understand his dad's struggles, and for the last 10 years of his dad's life, he was able to love him because of Regal. So please imagine someone teaching John's daughter to love him in spite of John's struggles. Save Regal for Brian, if for no other reason, because he loves William Regal. John holds onto the ropes with frustration, shaking them with vigor, temper boiling. We get Moxley's chance. He turns to Brian. He grabs the mic. John tells Brian to leave the ring with a head nod. He heads straight to the face of William Regal. Regal's not backing down at all. And John simply says, Lordship, I only want one thing from you. I want you to run. He tells Regal to run far away, as far as possible, and never come back. Right now, walk. Keep on walking. Regal stares John down, then he leaves the ring, heads to the back, and we hear the na 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 hey 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 goodbye song from the Chicago crowd. I love this segment. And for a segment that we really didn't get any new information, this was a great follow-up to what happened at the pay-per-view and gave you kind of the storytelling and the emotion, the facial expressions, and John's acting ability combined with Brian using John's real struggles, comparing it to his dad's, and then bringing it back to the love of William Regal, which was the centerpiece of them coming together and creating the Blackpool Combat Club. I thought that this was a great segment to start things off on the conclusion of the Blackpool Combat Club story.
After I watched Full Gear, which I didn't think I was going to, but I did, I was really excited about AEW. And then I managed to catch myself because they always get me with this. I'm ready to leave, then they do something great. They're really good at putting themselves in position where they have a whole bunch of great options, and then I get excited, and then they choose the worst one, and I'm annoyed again. And I was expecting the same here, but instead, they didn't really do anything. They didn't reveal any information about Regal or why he did it, or MJF, since he wasn't there. We already knew Dragon loved Regal, and Dragon didn't get screwed by Regal, so why would he care? And we knew Mox would be upset, but somehow it all worked for me. I loved this segment. It was very over the top, very Shakespearean, if you would, but I was here for it. It was good seeing old William Regal, by the way. So uncouth, he says, as they are booing him. He might be the weirdest man alive, where we know he's got bleeds on his brain. We know he's had fucking bar fights, but he's so very uppity. It just works. And I loved every bit of this. I don't know where this goes from here.
Great comment here, though.
I was about to say, I thought Mox would just leave.
Moxley has more of a chance of catching an STD than going on holiday at this rate.
To be fair, it's not that hard to catch an STD. To be fair, it's not even all that difficult.
Okay. You're giving us too much information here.
I'm just letting you know. If you want to get one, there's a place where you know you can get one. You just put a little bit of effort into it.
No, we are not endorsing getting STDs.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm just saying. It's not as widespread as you think it is, but if you had to make some choices, you can go, all right, do this, this, and this, and it'll happen. This is great. I loved it. I don't know what the BCC is going to do. I wouldn't be mad if they broke up, but it's got to be a breakup. Like, I don't want them to slowly fade into oblivion like the Pinnacle. It's my least favorite thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. It's a difficult situation. I felt like the Regal finish is something that we've been talking about for what seems like a month now. But we didn't really talk about what that would be as far as ramifications for the Blackpool Combat Club, because no, Brian doesn't really need to be in this group. Moxley doesn't need to be in this group. Claudio, it helps, but he doesn't need it. But the real person that would suffer if you broke up this group is Wheeler Yuta, because that's been the whole crux of him actually gaining momentum here and not being one of the young guys that just loses to everybody.
I gotta be honest. Can we be honest? I know we enjoyed the segment and it was great. However, if the Blackpool Combat Club ends as of now, it's a disappointment as an angle.
Yes,
considering where we were
most
with Wheeler however many fucking months ago.
Honestly, it's already. I'm doing a list. Patreon.com/Trill Heat. It's called The Countdown, and the Packers voted for worst AEW booking decisions as the first episode for that. And one of the things I jotted down was Blackpool Combat Club, because this had so much potential at the beginning. And I think between rushing into the Jericho Appreciation Society feud, which we all wanted and we all saw coming, but they just did it too fast and they kind of rushed into it. They should have let the whole Eddie situation play out, and Eddie should have led a team into Blood and Guts. Not Blackpool Combat, not the Puerto Rican Combat Club, Voltron kind of team that we got at Blood and Guts, even though it was the best version of that, and one of the best war games, I would say, of all time. Honestly, it's in the top 5 for me. But
maybe I don't remember that match at all, except Eddie swinging the stick.
I mean, that alone and the finish, even though the finish didn't play out into anything, and they had plenty of potential to do something coming out of that, but they should have just ended the Eddie and Jericho portion of that there. And I think I would have been all right with them just trying to get together the whole Blackpool Combat Club, Jericho Appreciation Society story from there. But they muddied the waters there by having Eddie and Jericho continue after that as well. So
they just never got behind it, though. I keep saying they. There's only one guy in charge. It was never gotten behind as it should have. You either got to. No. This is with Moxley and Dragon in it. You've got to go all the way, where they're just fucking bum rushing motherfuckers, or you don't do it. They can't just be a gang hanging out. It's so odd. Ugh.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I would have preferred them like being the team that beat Jurassic Express. I mean, yeah, we wouldn't have got to Swerve in Our Glory if they had the tag team titles, but
fine with that. So what?
Of course you are.
Swerve in Our Glory. Oh, they're going to be missed. What a shame.
No, but the Swerve in Our Glory title reign led to the Acclaim getting more over.
I totally forgot they had the belts.
Okay, this is what I move on, ladies.
I thought we were just talking about those matches they have with the Acclaim. I was like, oh, who cares? You like they won? Did they? Right. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, Annika bringing up that Moxley, that was a Scar reference to Lion King. What Scar
best
said.
Disney villain ever.
Yes, absolutely. One of the best Disney movies. Period.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Most definitely.
The first one, not the.
No, not anything afterwards regarding Lion King. First one was peak. Everything else is a cheap knockoff. We had Aniko says, this sucks, man. BCC was dope. Regal turning ain't worth it.
That's kind of right now, depending on what they do with it.
I don't know. I don't know if Regal turn, because I think it was a dead concept already because of, like you said, Tony Khan didn't get fully behind it when it was hot. It was hot. It was hot following Revolution. It was hot in the weeks.
You got to give me an actual thing that happened. You can't just name
Regal showing up at Revolution and putting the whole team together. That's the starting point of the Blackpool Combat Club. And they never really, they had those weeks where they were just beating random people and then they beat the best friends. They had the whole angle with Wheeler Yuta that was really interesting and everyone loved. And then they were just back to just beating random teams again with Wheeler Yuta. And they didn't give them a storyline. And then when they finally did, because of, like I've said this for a month, the Double or Nothing build up felt like Tony Khan realized 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, like, oh shit, we should start building this. And that's when the Blackpool Combat Club randomly showed up to back up Eddie Kingston against the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Maybe it's time for a shift. Maybe you don't have to end it. Maybe Dragon. Moxley goes on vacation finally. And then Dragon moves on to him and a bunch of young guys, which I would prefer, quite frankly. Dragon and a bunch of young killers.
I would like that.
So we got to make
his own, the Dragon Combat Club.
Fixed.
The Dragon Combat Club.
I don't hate that at all. So
have Yuta. Oh no, don't even have Yuta because we
have a beef with Yuta. We haven't addressed yet, by the way.
Yeah. We still got to go back to that. So we can have Yuta try out, and then we can that will lead to matches with Yuta and Bryan, which I thought they would have done something in regards to that on this show because that seemed like a logical match to do at Final Battle. Final Battle's in 2 weeks.
Logical. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's not how we do things around.
But I would have Garcia. I would get Lee Moriarty out of the firm and put him with Brian.
Easily. That seems to be dead on arrival anyway.
Yeah, because they ain't. I mean, we got to wait for MJF to talk next week. So, but they got to come up with something to explain this whole firm association and everything, because that seemed like a waste. We got Annika says, thank you, Jimmy. I guess
You're welcome. I know what I did.
You said, yeah. Hey. We got Ace who says Eddie should have been the one who got the win for his team at Blood and Guts. Yeah, if there was not going to be any follow-up with Claudio, that finish was great, thinking that they were going to do Claudio and Eddie coming out.
Oh, you were swearing up and down. Look at the way Tony Khan did that. And now we're about to shift to Claudio. Oh, brilliant. And then nothing happened. Not a fucking thing.
Not a thing. Will says 5 months ago, I never thought I would be more excited about the bloodline than the BCC.
By like a mile, too.
But yeah, it's quite a gap with Sami Zayn in the bloodline. I mean, it makes it so much more interesting. But let's move on. We had Renee backstage. She was with Keith Lee, who it was also, I should mention that Renee looked a little shook up from that previous segment with Moxley and Regal. I like her acting and her facial expression. She walks up to Keith Lee and asks him where his head is at.
Hello, Keith Lee, how are you?
He turns around, Renee, as he had his back to her. I thought he was about to do the whole promo with his back to the camera. That would have been great. And he's about to speak, but here comes Swerve. Swerve stops him. Tells Renee that she should go. He wants to talk to Lee, and he wants to do it alone. He even puts his hand over the camera, and Lee says that for him to choose his words wisely, with Swerve removing his shades and saying, "Let's talk." What did you think?
It's a disappointing build-up, a follow-up rather. That aside, I don't think I mind it. Disappointing, but it is what it is. I think, ironically, Jim Cornette, of all people, came with a great explanation for Keith Lee. When he talks, he's Bruce Banner. When he wrestles, he's the Hulk. Except he was very dismissive about it. He was like, nobody wants to hear Bruce Banner talk. I, however, love hearing Keith Lee.
I love hearing Bruce Banner and I love hearing Keith Lee talk.
That's the best part about it. It doesn't work without both. That's why it's hilarious.
That's what makes Keith Lee a complete wrestling character. Yes. Is that he can do all that stuff in the ring. That's gonna get a lot of people into him. Great. But if he doesn't have any personality, he can't talk outside the ring, there's only as much mileage. But knowing that this man has this vast vocabulary just makes him an hilarious, complex character.
It's just funny. He holds his wine bottle like that.
He should start holding the mic like that, too.
It's hilarious. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready for it to happen. Like, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I would want like next week, Dynamite or Rampage, they could do like an in-ring segment with them. I was expecting them to do something right there, but it wouldn't make sense to do it in a backstage segment. You need to do like some type of proper segment in the ring and have Swerve officially that's the end. That's one more segment in the ring to end the team.
What do we want to happen?
One attacking the other. Because Swerve is the heel. I would expect him. I want my thing to come to fruition. I want AR Fox to be his new backup, be the man behind the camera when he broke Billy's fingers, and they jumped Keith Lee. Because I don't know if it would work if just Swerve is attacking Lee. It just wouldn't be.
I gotta be honest, I'm not sure if it works with AR Fox either. I think you need at least one other person. I think Keith Lee kind of destroys both of them if he gets a chance. Maybe so. Apparently, I forget which one got hurt this time. But one of the Martin brothers.
We're going to talk about that later. Man, these guys with their luck. Let's talk about our opening contest on this show for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. It was Jake Hager of the Jericho Appreciation Society with his purple hat DLC versus the champion Orange Cassidy.
Oh my God. My hat. Don't touch my hat. Oh, this is so clever and cute. Ugh. Up. Stinks. Who wrote this fucking nonsense? Ugh. The whole match about hats and pockets. You fucking serious? Ugh. We had a whole episode fucking devoted to fucking Jake Hager versus Jon Moxley. Does anyone remember that? was a whole episode. They brought in celebrities and shit to talk
That
about
was
it.
2 years ago.
Yes, it was 2 years ago. And now he's fighting fucking Orange Cassidy over his hat. Oh, yawn.
This was a comedy match. It was mostly about his hat and Orange trying to put it on. Jake keeps blocking him. He kissed the ever-living shit out of his shins. Drop kick, hip hop, that type of thing. Jake was, the usual dominating bully heel, but he's more into his hat more than being an intimidating force at this point. He wonders where's his hat after a Slumdog Millionaire and then a DDT. He then finds it, and OC hits him with the orange punch and then rolls him up for the pin to get the victory and retain the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. After the match, Best Friends and Orange Cassidy are about to give the people what they want, and then I got the groan. I had to groan when I heard the music of QT Marshall and the Factory come out. He is out with his Factory guys. He says there's some unfinished business from the pay-per-view. OC just gives out title shots one after another, but then QT's mic goes out. The Factory then goes up on the apron and surrounds the Best Friends, but then the lights go out. Some eerie music starts playing, and then a red light comes on the stage. And here is the Underheart. Julia Hart is here. And this means that we have seen the return of the House of Black. Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. They're in the middle of the ring after Julia basically summons them. They clear out. They beat down everyone with the Best Friends. We got the Factory on the apron with smiles. The House of Black get huge. Welcome back chants as they stand center ring. And then they just decide, no, we're going to destroy everyone in sight. They destroy the Factory. They head to the outside. Wrestlers and security come down. They get destroyed. But they got their asses kicked. House of Black just look like world beaters out here. They head to the top of the ramp where Julia grabs a staff and drops him. And we get Buddy Matthews picking up a security guard, and it leads into Brody King hitting Dante's Inferno on the stage. And then Malachi Black gets on the mic, and he says, "Members of the House of Black, please rise." Huge pop. Lights go out. House of Black are gone. This is what the fuck we've been talking about. Loved it.
No, they're not going to get me again. I did this already. I'm not going to get excited.
Do it right this time. Yes, do it right this time.
They've got me excited about Malachi Black like 3 or 4 times, and they drop the ball every time. I'm not going to do it. I will say this segment was awesome. I'm glad Julia Hart is here. I like her new look. That's a badass look. And she's hot. That always helps. And I thought it worked. It worked for me. House of Black is so above everybody else in the segment. It is what it is. Motherfuckers get washed. Listen, everybody loves the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy. Get washed with your European Championship, which was really cool for a little bit, and now it's turned into generic belt 6. Like, what happened? Before Jake Hager this week. Who did we fight last week? I know it wasn't anybody international. Who was it?
Oh, it was Lee Johnson on Rampage.
Oh, he's darky. It's kind of that's something.
His African Nigerian family, his ancestors come from one of those places. Yeah.
They should put next to his, they put the American flag and like the Brazilian flag. His should say kidnapped. Kidnapped fucking 500 years ago.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Just a thought. I'm here to help.
You're very helpful. Yes, very helpful.
This was great. When we just talked about BCC, this would be on my list too of disappointing things. The last chance. You have 3 badasses, 2 of which are 2 of the biggest badasses I've ever seen. I'm sorry, I will never forget them beating up Darby at that fucking press conference. That's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Please, I don't ask for much. Just get behind them. They should beat the Elite as soon as the Elite win the championship.
Yes.
They should beat them in a week.
They should be the next trios champions. If not that, if this beatdown means it's like a signal of who he's going to be feuding with, I wouldn't mind Malachi Black winning the All-Atlantic Championship. Why not? I think Orange had a good enough reign already. You can move on from it now.
Please.
He said, please.
I don't hate Orange. Pardon me. I don't hate Orange Cassidy, but the fact that you all love him as much as you do bothers me.
I love
that. Makes any sense.
I
you see his match against fucking. Right. Sure. It was great.
Why are you such
his match against Bret Hart? You see how good it was? Oh, That was shocking. Shocking how good that was. Who would have thought? Must mean he's brilliant. See his promo battle with Ric Flair. Oh, that was great. Yeah, shocking.
He didn't verse any of these people.
You said he beat fucking. You all love Ospreay. Oh, how great that match was. Well, I thought Ospreay was good. What are you talking about?
Simeon says House of Black need to murder everyone week by week. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm here for all of this. I'm here for the House of Black returning. The match itself, I thought it was a fine comedy match. It was about a fucking hat, so it is what it is. But it was good because Orange Cassidy is good as comedy matches.
Is he?
JK,
yeah, he has this match all the time. Are you tired of seeing this match? You've seen this match.
He never had a match about a hat before. I've never seen a match about a hat.
Oh
before.
my god!
What? I'm being honest.
This is horrific.
When was the last time you saw a match about a hat?
Oh my god! What happened?
What? I'm asking a question. That's
fucking gross.
Question. It's a valid
fucking
question.
Shame. I'm not gonna let you guys tell me to do Cornetto over here. I'm gonna keep it together.
Never seen a hat. Never seen a match about a hat. Just saying, a hat match, hat on a pole match. I'm here for
brilliant.
It. We get a short promo from Jungle Boy immediately after his match Saturday, where he expresses how glad he was that he won against Luchasaurus. What's wrong with this? What's your issue with this now?
Let me be completely clear. I love their match pay-per-view. In my opinion, it was the match of the night. And
really?
Let me guess. Elite.
The best, my first 5-star AEW match.
You gave it 5. You know what?
5 stars.
It
was 5 stars. You could be bad. It was 5 stars.
It was silly, corny, fucking.
It was not silly. It
wasn't. Did you watch that fucking nonsense? They kick, then they kick, then they hip up, then they stare, then they kick some.
That was one sequence. That's literally 30 seconds of the match. You're legitimately turning into the black.
It was a good match. No, because I said it was a good match. It was not the match of the night. Match of the night was the opening match, and the hot take part of it is it wasn't all that close for me, easily, and it worked. Never have I seen a match before. It's enough to top of my fucking head where there were 2 not stars involved, and I felt somebody got made in that match. That makes sense. Like Austin Brett's already a star, and he makes Austin. Fucking Luchasaurus not making Jungle Boy, but I felt Jungle Boy was made after that match. And then the first thing out of his mouth is about an experience and what we did. What are you babbling about? You just the man tried to murder you. What are you talking about, sir? Please stick to the point, which is you beat that guy that was trying to kill you. That's it. I don't need to hear about nothing else. Gave the Grand fans a great performance. What the fuck are you even talking about? Oh, it's my least favorite thing in wrestling. It's creeped into other sports. See, but I just want to give the fans a great fight. What? I thought you were trying to win, sir. What the fuck did I buy this stupid pay-per-view for?
Not about winning. It's about the fight.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. But you know, it doesn't matter. Gave the fans not really a great fight. A boring fight. Fucking yawn.
Back live, Stokely Hathaway is introducing Ethan Page to the ring. Ethan grabs the mic and asks if we think Ricky Starks is going to win. When he is in the middle of this ring crying, all these Chicago babies can join in and cry like the losers they all are. He's versus Ricky Starks, who is banged up following Rampage and AEW Full Gear 0 Hour with his matches against Lance Archer and Brian Cage. So that became the story of the match. Ethan Page using his power to kind of just focus in, work over the injured body part, the ribs. Ricky Starks kind of looking like half African American Diamond Dallas Page out here with the taped up ribs. But the spear became the difference. He used the Rochambeau to defeat Brian Cage, which was very impressive on Saturday. But here he just kept going for the spear. Early on, he hits the spear for a near fall. Then later on, he finally hits a second, gears up, gets up, and hits a third to get the 1-2-3. Ricky Starks advances for an AEW World Championship matchup against MJF at Winter is Coming on December 14th. What did you think about this match? I thought it was a good match, told a good story, and Ricky Starks has really, I feel, gained something from these underdog babyface wins here.
Gained something? I would hope so. He's been off the show for a fucking month. I'd like to think he gained something from nothing. It worked. I like the story. It builds a great story. He's also got a built-in excuse when he loses to MJF. This works for me. I'm glad we didn't do fucking Page versus MJF because Ethan Page is not there yet. but this works. I'm glad Ricky Starks is on TV. I'm glad that fans of Chicago know how to treat him, goddamn it, like a goddamn star. And I'm glad he won. This looks good. By the way, before I forget, I don't know if this was the intention, but I was so happy to hear JR on pay-per-view. It just felt like, holy shit, this feels like a big deal. Let's go.
Yeah. They introduced him at the beginning of the show. I think they should do that from now on. Do the Dynamite team that we have with Taz, Excalibur, Shivani on Wednesday.
Or just give it to Shivani.
Yeah, you can just let Giovanni do the in-ring interviews and just keep Excalibur and Taz. They have great chemistry with one another, and I don't feel this weird tension like I feel between Taz and Giovanni. I don't know if anybody else notices, but the way they talk to each other, it feels like they don't like each other.
It feels like something happened one day.
Like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if anybody peeped it. I think like one moment on commentary, I think like Taz apologized for saying something to Giovanni like segments earlier.
I think they might have had it feels like they had beef years ago, and they're like tiptoe around each other now. It's a weird thing. Like how me and Stash would be if we're in a room. Nobody's mad, but it's like this is awkward.
Good point. This is good. This is true. We get a backstage video package next showing us the Beefy Man's 3-way from Full Gear, and we hear from Wardlow letting us know that he didn't know how he lost the match till he watched the tape. All he remembers was powerbombing Powerhouse Hobbs, and then he lost the TNT title, and he said he watched back to see what Joe did, and now he wants his belt back.
Sorry, I swear to God, Tony Khan's love of attractive men is so concerning.
Whoa!
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's fair. Let me clean it up.
Yes, we're not going to act like being attracted to men is a bad thing. One, and we're not going to act like being attracted to Wardlow is a bad thing too.
No, being attracted to men or attracted to Wardlow, that's fine and normal. What I'm saying is how it clouds his judgment. I find shocking that we think that this was anything even remotely resembling a babyface. I don't know.
Oh no, definitely not.
This man lost the belt in a triple threat match. And he said, I'm still the champion. I don't give a fuck what y'all talk about. I'm the man, and it's my world. Sir, the fuck are you babbling about? There's nothing about this screams babyface. You can be pissed. You can be upset. But to say, I'm still the champion, oh, certainly. We know that. You know that. He was sick. They make him sick to his stomach. He probably had a really bad experience, and he actually threw up on one once.
They probably played like a prank on him, like the head cheerleader asked him to the prom. He got the limo and everything, got all the expensive things because he could, took her to the prom, and then when he arrives at the prom, she's like, yeah, I just had you take me to the prom because I'm really going out with the head of the basketball team, and I couldn't have him pick me up at my house. So
he probably lifted up her skirt and she pissed in his face.
What?
All the players came out of the closet and beat his ass.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm just saying. She was like, go ahead. He was like, splat. Motherfucker.
Wonderful breeze. This is getting me. Oh my God. Going not to skip over the Wardlow part. I think the Wardlow he didn't come off like a babyface at all in that. But talking about the Ricky Starks, I think Ricky Starks is a great choice to verse MJF first, because MJF is in this weird position where yes, he's the top heel and he needs to be the top heel of All Elite Wrestling, but he is so over with the fans and the fans want to cheer him. He not only needs a great babyface to be across from him, he needs a great babyface who can talk. Yes. And that's what Ricky Starks checks both of those boxes.
But you've got to let Ricky Starks loose. He's got to be Ricky Starks. He's got to be making fun of people. He's got to be talking about turtles. Or what the fuck he talking about with Darby? This shit was hilarious. Or slapping Brian Cage in the back of the head. It's got to be awesome. It's got to be Starks and then Eddie Kingston it is. And then I'm not sure what we do after that.
I agree. Eddie Kingston is a great choice. I mean, you know me. I want to save Eddie's next shot for New York. And whenever you're in New York, just do it. Do it in Long Island. Imagine Or like, doing that match in New York is interesting. Especially if they wait till like Grand Slam or something like that.
If you go to Long Island, it's MJF's town.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, scratch that. Long Island's gonna be his town. If you're in like Brooklyn
anywhere else.
Yeah, anywhere else, Eddie's might be more popular. But you want to do that match, Kingston and MJF for the first time? That has to be in New York.
Who wins that promo battle? I can see Eddie just fucking going. MJF things works if you play along with his being ridiculous. If you're Eddie and you just ignore all the shit he's talking about, it could be an issue. I don't care about none of that shit you're talking about.
Exactly, because Eddie's gonna have that same mentality that Moxley had in this last feud, where he wasn't really taking MJF that serious. And I love that the match at Full Gear was that they told that story of Moxley just comes up to MJF first second, and then stands there like a gangster, like a straight G.
Or does Moxley look less like Moxley the more like athletic clothes he wears? That fucking zip up jacket he has. And the red pants he wears, like this is.
Yeah, the red pants I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a fan. Even though it would have been great if he was teaming up with Brian that night, they could have matched. But let's go to the next segment. We finally get the footage that we've been all waiting for, that Jimmy's been waiting for. He said he was so excited for this few minutes of Dynamite as they showed the footage of Jade Cargill and the baddies invading Little Bow Wow's concert. We see them getting ejected by security. The full segment shows that Bow Wow did mention that Jade is fine in person. Damn. I like that part. They should have showed that on the show. But then we go live to the building where Renee is with Jade and the baddies backstage, and we see that Red Velvet has returned.
Lord.
Yes. Jade says that she will be giving no more clout to that whack-ass rapper. She is happy she finally got her belt back with no help at all. They will be having a baddie celebration next week. Sterling comes out to give an official statement regarding Bow Wow. No comment. Everyone leaves except Sterling stops Kira Hogan, and he makes her sign something and tells her that Jade will no longer need her services in the baddies. Thank you very much and have a nice day. So what did you think about this segment here? Red Velvet's back, and now Kira Hogan is gone.
I laughed my ass off, by the way. First of all, apparently Kira Hogan's apparently an idiot. Yeah, sign this. She just signed it. What? First of all, no.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was saying. I need my lawyer to want to.
Absolutely, don't sign anything about reading it. What was I going to say? Can Kira Hogan wrestle? Do you know?
She's all right. She's fine.
All right. Well, that wouldn't mind her getting a run at Jade at some point.
Yeah, I thought that's what the first thing I thought. I was like, all right, I guess they're running out of challengers for Jade. You got to make one within the baddies, and at least that's an interesting story because she was like, you would think that with Red Velvet back, they would get rid of Layla. But I think the reason that they get rid of Kira is because she has more of a story and she can wrestle.
Yeah. I assume she interrupts a challenge or something. I don't know.
And the biggest point, she's the only one of the baddies that hasn't faced Jade. Layla faced her before she joined the baddies. Red Velvet was in a feud with her first feud in the company. Kira's the only one that hasn't faced Jade.
Yes, we saw Red Velvet and Jade exchange punches in the middle of the ring because that's how that works. The 6-foot Amazon and the 4'5". Fucking this is dumb. Yeah, it was fun. I gotta be honest. As much as I like Jade, borderline love Jade, I'm almost over it. You gotta find something fast because we've been doing this for a little bit.
It's honestly it's hurting her at this point, being undefeated. There's only so much that you can do with her.
I'm trying to think who she should lose to. I don't think anybody else really deserves to beat her off the top of my head.
That Chris Statlander injury couldn't come at a worse times because she's the one that makes all the world of sense. But honestly, out of the people that is available, Willow Nightingale's got the best story. She's lost to her twice. She's got that kind of organic, feels like the fans are getting behind her little by little. That I feel that she has the best story, and she is the size of a woman that we could believe beating Jade. That's what I feel like she's the one that works the best.
I think I'm sold. Yes, let's go, Willow.
We got in the comments here.
And she's black.
Huh?
And she's black.
That's true. CM says this was wrong. Keep Kira and Red. Yeah, like I think
Layla
I've
Grace
made.
disappears. Come on, man.
This is why I like doing the show with Jimmy, because a lot of stuff that happens on the segment, after we talk about it a little, I was like, it makes more and more sense why they did this. Like, the more we talked about it, I was like, oh yeah, like, yeah, she's the only one that hasn't faced Jade. So yeah, she needed to be the one to leave. We also got CM who says she's decent. CHK just doesn't use her.
Well, she has 2 strikes, to be fair.
She's a
3
woman
strikes.
black.
She's black, she's got a vagina, and she's not Jade. Those are 3 deadly strikes on the fucking CHK's roster.
We got here Layla suggesting some people, I guess. CM saying Layla, Statlander, Willow, Nyla. Yeah. I mean Layla Hirsch. I'm sorry, too small to be for me to believe can be Jade.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Statlander, Willow. Obviously, my 2 choices. Statlander, for all things being perfect. Willow, since Statlander's not here.
Yeah. If they had done more of like an official babyface turn and refreshed Nyla's character, I think she would have been a good choice too.
It could have been fun.
Yeah.
She wouldn't gain much from it.
No, not at all.
We failed her. She's the female fucking Lance Archer.
This is true. It's true though. Next up was, of course, Jimmy and Jimmy's favorite match of this entire show. You had the Elite facing the Death Triangle in the AEW World Trios Championship Best of 7 series. The Elite once again coming out to Wayward Sons, but not exactly the reaction they got in Newark, in Chicago, the hometown of CM Punk. Immediately thunderous boos to the Elite, some fuck the Elite chants during their goddamn entrance to the matchup.
Goddamn right.
I was like, this is great. This was great booking, because instantly this match has to be different from Saturday, where the Elite were like the biggest baby faces. Automatically, we have a different type of match, because now the roles are reversed. But also, because of the match on Saturday, Pac suffered a broken nose during that match, and that also added to this match as well. You had Omega still upset with Phoenix early on due to the finish from Saturday. Crowd is not exactly happy with the Elite though. They're getting CM Punk chants, fuck the Elite chants. We get Omega and Phoenix going at it in the early portion. Omega hits a big, huge knee to start things off, but then they isolated the Elite Pac. But it became really the kind of the story of the matchup, outside of one other thing, was basically the Elite trolling the Chicago fans. You had Kenny Omega biting the arm of Pac in shades of the backstage fight with CM Punk. You had, during the picture-in-picture commercial break, Matt Jackson botched the buckshot lariat, landed on his ass. You also had during the Terminator dive, Omega pulling out the Punk pose, the go to sleep pose. But I won't hand it to them. Every time they did one of these trolls, the Death Triangle made them eat it. They made them eat shit and show ass because of it. Phoenix caught him with a cutter when he did the Punk pose. Like I said, Matt Jackson botched the whole thing. Omega bite Pac, and then Pac immediately drop kicked him. Phoenix with a great tornado. Phoenix was on fire in this damn match, but so was Kenny Omega, who pulled out one last CM Punk reference, putting back on his shoulders and hitting a goddamn go to sleep and getting a near fall. In the end, though, the Elite tried to cheat, similar in the sense to what Death Triangle did at Full Gear, with Matt Jackson getting the bell hammer, but Penta was ready. As Matt Jackson was kissing on the hammer, Penta came from behind, stopped him from using his hammer, pulled out a hammer of his own, and nailed Matt Jackson to give Death Triangle a 2-0 lead in this best of 7 series. I thought this was an awesome match that I think they played into the crowd just enough that gave it just a different type of atmosphere than any of the matches will have. This was great stuff. Not as good as the pay-per-view, obviously. Pay-per-view was one of the best matches of the year for me.
Oh my fucking God.
It was a great TV match. What did you think, Jimmy?
I'm not going to get wound up. We're just going to talk about this match that they had here. Best of 7 series, which didn't start that way. All right. What was I going to say? This was good. This was all right. Fuck it. I can't help it. It bothered me to no end. You know why? Because I don't like being worked, and I was worked by all of you who said Kenny Omega's actually a great guy, and blah 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 blah. And then I saw the day before Kenny Omega goes.
No, the same day that interview dropped.
It's not about the Elite versus CM Punk. It's not about that. It's just no beef.
That's what made this even awesome.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe I've had Kenny Omega wrong. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things from everybody. Maybe Kenny Omega's a great guy. And then he posts this fucking nonsense. Unless CM Punk is coming back, all of this blew mine. I was just like, this is so over the top. It was fun. I can't deny it was fun. But I'm now putting Kenny Omega in my Matt Jackson box. Just fucking people who make me sick. Luckily, he's significantly more talented than Matt Jackson is. But just the people that make me sick box over here. Like, I don't like being worked. You're a scumbag. Tell me you're a scumbag. Don't pretend to be something else.
No, that's what made it great. It's because he told everybody,
Let's not
do this.
Let's
not do this. Let's not do this. It's not about that. That turns around. It makes all the references.
Everybody has nothing but good things to say about Kenny Omega. Where he saved the dog. Read any Twitter feed about Kenny Omega saving the dog. Kenny Omega is the greatest guy in the fucking world.
Yeah. Everybody. I mean, I met Kenny Omega. He's one of the nicest wrestlers I ever met.
Oh, just stop it. Oh, he
is a very nice guy.
It's not like people say that. Kenny Omega, this guy's a good guy. You don't know him. He could have dead hookers in his closet.
Yeah. Yeah, but from every instinct of people outside of what he says in, like, I guess production meeting or talent meetings, in rubbing people the wrong way. But even that's just can be jocked down to miscommunication more than anything. He's never done anything malicious like that.
Yes, fair enough. He's definitely weird, but
he's definitely
usually enjoy him. I gotta be honest, I even liked Matt Jackson for half a second at the pay-per-view when he was singing the song. I was like, that might be the most genuine I've ever seen Matt Jackson before. And then he
seemed genuinely happy.
Yes, I was like, oh, I don't hate Matt Jackson for half a second. This is kind of sweet. And then he fucking pissed it all away as soon as he got the chance.
We got CM said the Elite being heels, punk ass Phil fans deal. We got Simeon who says Kenny Omega was so fun and he practically is the Elite. Young Bucks showed why they are still a top tag team. We got CM who says he hits Kenta's GTS #EC.
Underrated, sir. Simeon, I don't know if you're an Elite fan or not. I don't know if you're a Young Bucks fan or not, but that is very telling. Young Bucks are still a top tag team. That's what they say about LeBron these days. He's proven he's still a very good basketball player.
Will you stop? Will you stop?
A long way, haven't we? Yeah,
this guy's ridiculous. They are the GOAT tag team. CM says that's a whole lot of hammer pulling talk. Yes. Yes, they were pulling out a lot of hammers. Annika says, I can't be a good guy and a good troller, too. Yeah, you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
No. We're not lowering the bar for good guys so you can fucking keep it. No. It's a cool person. I go with that, I guess. And he got assaulted for being responsible. No, he got assaulted for standing next to Matt Jackson in that face.
He said you got assaulted by association. We should also mention coming out of the trios match, Ray Phoenix was not happy with Penta for using the hammer. He stopped in, told him so, and Pac was the kind of the calming force in the team now, as Ray wasn't happy. So
can we explain that? Why is Ray not happy?
I was a little confused because on Saturday, I think when Excalibur was like, "Oh, Ray Phoenix is conflicted," he was outside jumping up and down that they won. I was like, what am I missing here? And then when he got in the ring, he looked a little conflicted. But him getting in Penta's face about it, I didn't really understand.
So weird. Yeah. It's like a missing part of the story. Where like they all agreed that we're never gonna do that again. That was a one-time thing.
I would have liked like a backstage promo or something, like to add that little element to it. But let's talk about what happened next, as it was very noteworthy as Renee Paquette came on the stage and she had a massive announcement for the women's division. She says that due to the extent of Thunder Rosa's injuries and the unknown nature of said injuries, they have come to an agreement, her and AEW. Rosa will have to forfeit the title. Rosa is willing to do so for the benefit of all the women of All Elite Wrestling. That being said, we now welcome the new AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. We had she comes out with Britt and Rebel. Renee asks her how she feels, and Britt automatically takes the mic. She answers for her. She says she wants to let us in on a secret. They never considered the word interim. She then tells Renee to take the mic and let the champ walk to the ring, and this led to Hayter and Baker versus Anna JAS and Ty Mello of the Jericho Appreciation Society, as well as Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue in a triple threat tag team match. This was supposed to be the kind of Rockstar Party type of matchup for AEW this week, but this match varied between who was in the ring. If it was like someone like Baker or Jamie or Willow or Ty, it was pretty good. Sky and Anna, not so much, but I think the babyface looked the best in this one. Sky Blue pulling out that code blue, Willow showing her strength in little spots and nice double teams with Blue. In the end, Hayter and Baker was too much for everyone else. Baker hits a big kick, Hayter hits the hate breaker, and then Britt follows up with the curb stomp to Sky Blue to get the victory here in just over 7.5 minutes. I thought that this was fine for what it was. It was a nice showcase of everyone involved, but it was definitely gutted by the commercial break. And like I said, it varied depending on who was in the ring. And then we learned after the match, the one question that I had after Renee's announcement, we learned that Toni Storm's reign is officially an official reign and not an interim reign because Thunder Rosa relinquished the title.
Not how that works, sir. But
retroactively,
yeah. Okay. Anyways, I gotta be honest.
What did you think about the announcement, the match, everything?
First of all, I cannot skip over not acknowledging that Jamie Hayter is the champion. I gotta be honest. People wondering why I watched pay-per-view. The reason I wasn't gonna watch because I didn't care about any matches, and I didn't want to see Jamie Hayter lose to fucking Toni Storm. Then on Twitter, I saw Jamie Hayter won. I said, you know what? I'll give the pay-per-view a chance. We'll give it a fucking shot.
That was definitely the I'm gonna cater to my fans. My fans want this. Let me just give them what they want.
Fucking duh. And it was great. It was big pop. I was fan shit. And she's still over as she should be. I will say, however, wrestling fans are awful people. Never forget it. So, and I say this very lovingly to Dummy, because he doesn't usually get this right. Wrestling fans are fickle. Never forget why Dragon got over and that'll be in the first place. It's because he got fucked in how many fucking seconds at the pay-per-view. Sheamus? Sheamus? WrestleMania?
What?
Dragon lost.
Yeah. He got fucked in 18 seconds.
Oh, Jesus. That's what got him over. Is that all the psychopaths like me lost their fucking minds and said, we're not standing for this fucking nonsense. So, to keep us on fucking Jamie Hayter's side, you gotta do the Brit stuff, which is Brit is continuing to be treated like she is the guy, the girl, King Dick, so to speak. And it worked here. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
I want this to be what Triple H and Randy Orton in Evolution should have been. What it should have been, not what it was. Because what they should have been was Orton wins the title at SummerSlam 2004, and we get week after week a slow burn to Triple H eventually saying, enough of this shit, I'm taking back my title. Not the very next day. Not the very next day. So I like the first segment with that, with her taking the mic saying like, I'm going to answer for you. Now that the title's in our possession, not in your possession, in our possession, I'm going to answer for you now.
It was so good. And you can just see Jamie Hayter looking confused at first. Then like, well, this is the way things go. This is how we are. This is how Brit is. I can't wait for her to lose her shit. I'm here.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for it. It needs to be her just being like, enough, and just beating the crap out of her and Rebel. We got Annika who says, just explain to me why the women's interim title had so much more backstage heat than the men's interim title.
How nice of an answer do you want to that? I can go several ways with it, one of which gives me a disclaimer, but that'll be nice. I will simply say, Thunder Rosa is not CM Punk. That's number one. First things first. And while many men take out their aggression physically on one another, frequently women do it verbally.
That was actually as well as I thought you could have explained that.
Thank you, sir. I do like that.
We got Safid saying, when is Toni Storm gonna get her rematch after that bullshit finish this past Saturday? Come on, like it wasn't a bullshit finish. It was she cheated. She's a heel. Great. All right, relax.
Wait a minute. How's the music start? Toni Storm's. I'd say I could probably do her music from heart so much because it's always completely fucking silent when she comes out. I can only hear the music. Oh, that's a good song. Make that play.
Yeah, and I did love that as well. Will Chisholm. I love how Britt overlooked her loss to Paige.
I forgot Saraya existed
because she won at the end of the day. It was Jamie's time. Jamie's time.
Cares about Saraya? Can we acknowledge this? You probably even know she was missing until you brought it up.
No, I did. I did notice. Hopefully, she's featured in some way on.
She's probably sore. Fucking first time she wrestled in a couple years.
They put her in a bubble afterwards. Backstage, we go and we see FTR is with Top Flight and Renee. Dax wants to compliment them, says that they've always been impressive. Last week, they almost won the trios titles. The FTR tells them to take over tag team wrestling. Darius and Dante says they called them here for a reason, and they want to challenge FTR for the ROH World Tag Team titles. And Cash says they've liked them and never say no to a fight, so they're on, and they shake hands. They will have that match with Ale tonight. In a couple of minutes, actually, at 4 p.m. Eastern, for Rampage Black Friday edition. But yes, it's been reported that Dante Martin was injured in that match, Jimmy. Is there a tag team with worse luck than Top Flight?
No, it's no. Too many quick twitch muscles. Years of working the fields is fucking. I mean, nice. I feel bad for them. They're both young, and every time they get hot, more importantly, every time they come together, it seems like the world doesn't want them together. At least not in the ring. I hope it's not too bad. How bad is it? You know?
We don't have any other information outside of that as of now. So hopefully it's not that serious, especially Dante. It feels like the only way Dante is gonna really get, a big push in the company is in this tag team, but he never has time to be in this tag team
at all. It's fucking shocking. I feel bad. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you just keep trying it over and over again. I mean, you're only 12 years old. I don't fucking know they are. Just keep going.
Next, we had the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Acclaimed. They are here and they get lots of love. Billy is with them. Bowen's we get the Max Caster usual rap. Nice little rap here. Not as good as Full Gear. Full Gear was one of his all-timers. He says it's good to be Bowen says it's good to be back in Chicago and says there is a lot to be thankful for, starting with them retaining the titles. However, in the rap that Max Caster said, he said that we're gonna slap your nuts like Lethal and Jarrett. And this leads to Sanjay Dutt, Satam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Double J, Jeff Jarrett, interrupting the tag champs and telling them, JJ tells them he'll give them something to rap about, and they best be watching their backs. This leads to Billy Gunn basically playing Double J and telling the guys to get his old ass off the screen. And now the moment they've all been waiting for, Billy is healthy, so they all scissor me, daddy ass. I thought this was just a quick segment to literally tell us, yes, they were serious when they said AEW means for Acclaimed every Wednesday, because there was literally no reason for them to be on this show other than they want to make sure they are on every week show, and two, to set up what I think is going to be a mini feud before we get into their real next feud with Jarrett and Lethal.
What's the mini feud? This is the mini feud?
Yeah, Jarrett? Lethal and Jarrett against the Acclaimed. Or it could be Lethal, Jarrett, and Singh versus the Acclaim and Billy Gunn. Because they don't deserve a tag title shot, that's for sure.
They certainly don't. But now there's Dante Martin and what's his face? Oh, Jesus, what's his face? Darius, the one name I gotta remember.
Well, to be fair, they're not getting AEW tag team title, ROH tag team title shots.
Me and Samoa Joe.
ROH title shot seems to come at the leisure of Tony Khan.
Me and Samoa Joe don't acknowledge any divisions. You say something about the belts, you get fucked up. I'm over the Acclaimed already. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sorry. I'm over it. I don't dislike them, but like I don't like them enough for them to be here for no reason. They need to be. They're not that talented to be here for no reason. I'm sorry. You're not. I can listen to MJF talk about nothing. I can't listen to them talk about nothing. Oh, absolutely not. Please. I certainly can't listen to them fight Jeff Jarrett. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck does Jeff Jarrett have any people? Jeff Jarrett survived for 40 years and I don't know how. He's really good. My man said Darius got hit by a car. Is that true?
Yeah, he did. That's how he got injured last.
That's not funny.
Why are you laughing? Jesus. I've never had to give you a disclaimer for laughing, but...
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
It's fine. Why is this? Why am I getting this disclaimer? He's fucking fine.
I feel like I should get the disclaimer for what I just thought. I was like Darius was going on well. He had just returned, and then
that's why it's funny.
And then that car
I'm
said,
serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
That's why I was laughing. I just imagine him coming out of rehab. Like
that's fucking bullshit.
He is hit by a fucking car. I hope he's okay. He's fine. He was here.
Awful. You're so mean. But yes, let's move on to the main event for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So final call for comments, super chat donations, as well as what you give the match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for the show. But let's talk about this main event, which I'm just going to say off the bat, Jimmy, I feel like this damn match overachieved by hell because my man Tomohiro Ishii finally got to do a damn Tomohiro Ishii match on AEW television, and it was against Chris fucking Jericho, and the match started with supposed to be the Code of Honor, but Jericho flipped off Ishii, giving him the double middle finger. This led to Ishii coming at Jericho, smacking him in the face. Jericho slapped him back. We got a slap fest that would transition nicely into what we would get just minutes later. As we were going into the commercial break, we started what I believe is one of the longest chop battles in network television history, as Ishii tore this man's chest to pieces. You literally saw, if you were watching the picture-in-picture break, you saw Jericho's chest go from beet red to bright red to we come back from commercial. I'm like, holy shit, this man is bleeding. He's got a crimson mass on his damn chest. This was one of the more visceral sights that I've seen in an AEW matchup. Like, I was like, holy I've seen people bleed from the chest, but nothing like this. And no one like Chris Jericho doing it. Like, you expect this from a New Japan match, a strong style match, a Gunther match, when he's just gonna tear someone alive, but you don't expect anything from this like Chris Jericho did. Jericho eventually he gets a 1 count on the lion salt, which was one of my favorite parts of this entire match, because Ishii had those fans roaring in Chicago when he got up for the 1 count. Eventually Jericho's able to get him down, put him in the walls of Jericho. He hits elbow strikes, knees to the head, and then transitions into the lion tamer to get the win. But Ishii flips him off. As the match started, it ends with Ishii flipping Jericho back off and tapping out with his damn middle finger. I love the finish to this fucking match. This match overachieved so much, and oh my god, this was just ass kickery in the best way possible. Probably my favorite Jericho ROH title match outside of the 4-way from Full Gear. Post-match, Jericho looks like he's about to attack Ian Riccaboni again, and Claudio Castagnoli comes out, slaps him across the face, lays him out, as he seems like he's going to be the next challenger for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Jimmy, what did you think about the match here?
Match was good. That was really good. It was. I think visceral is a great word for it. I enjoy seeing violence, even if I don't particularly care about what's going on. If that makes any sense. Like there's no build to this match at all. But violence, I'm here for it. Titty bleed. It was really good. I don't know about flipping somebody off with the middle finger as you tap out. Sorry, you're tapping out. Not really trying to be a badass. You're tapping out, sir.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, he should just pass out after doing
Same.
this. Come on, he should just pass out.
As far as Claudio goes, didn't Claudio take the L at the pay-per-view?
Yeah. Which I thought I always thought based on the build-up, I was like, Claudio's probably going to be the challenger for Final Battle because of those tag matches where he just dominated Jericho. I was like, he's probably going to be the one-on-one challenger for Final Battle. But if you do that, you can't have him lose at Full Gear.
So fucking dumb. I don't even know what I want from Jericho, to be honest. I feel like I don't think he's burying people, to be clear. But everybody that works with him ends up way less interesting than they were before. And I'm not entirely sure why that keeps happening. It's very similar to Cody, that kind of Codyverse thing. I don't know what to do.
And it's like, Cody's the best comparison because when Cody was having like TNT one-off championship matches, the people coming out of those matches came out stronger. It's then when Cody transitioned into actual feuds, the people he feuded with came out worse. That's what Jericho's doing right now. People he fused with came to come out worse, but people he's having these one-off matches with, Bandito, get signed. Colt Cabana, back on AEW. Dalton Castle, everybody remembers Dalton Castle's great. Awesome. Like, yeah, and then you have Ishii here, have an actual fucking Ishii match on cable television. This was why Ishii is so loved and adored in Japan, is this type of match where he just has these the pacing of his matchup, it just builds to that crescendo, and I felt like they did that here.
They did. But now what? Jericho versus fucking Claudio? Are you fucking serious? Who's interested in this? Unless it's the loser leaves forever match. Nah.
You might be onto something there. Maybe.
Here's hoping.
But yeah, that gives us to the close of AEW Dynamite this week. Jimmy, let's put our thumbs in the middle for the November 23rd, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board out of 10. What did you give the show, Jimmy?
7.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.5. Only because I really enjoyed that main event. Fucking main event match and the trios match. The opening segment was a lot of fun. House of Black return. I thought this was better than last week, so that's why I go 7.5. But
fucks yes, Jesus.
Jimmy, well, what was your match of the night?
What was the opener? Oh no, it was Orange Cassidy. I guess it's the trios match. Ironically.
Thank you for being honest. Yeah, I gotta go to the I gotta go to trios match, even though I gotta show love to Jericho and Ishii. They tore it up. MVP for the show, Jimmy.
This is a little more difficult. Shit. I'm trying to think of who out of the opening 3 deserve it. I'm gonna say shit. I'm gonna say Dragon. Anytime you get on your knees for an angle, I don't get my knees for anybody, and I'm not Dragon. Go ahead. Good on you, sir. I'm going with Dragon. That's great.
I'm gonna go with Ishii. Ishii out there having an Ishii match. That's all I want to see. And Jericho, I'm gonna go co-MVP for the main event, guys. Because Jericho, I've never seen Jericho take a beating like that. I've been watching Chris Jericho for 30 years and never seen him take a beating.
He's getting older. His skin is loosening. It's gonna happen.
Never chop some old white skin.
No, Jericho, by the way, he's a tough son of a bitch. He doesn't like when you get chopped, you kind of tighten your chest like this.
No, yeah, he doesn't do that. He doesn't. He just takes it. You know he's about to take it because he does have a arch to him when he takes it, but he just takes it, and that's why he bled the way he did. LVP for the show, Jimmy.
I want to give it to Matt Jackson. I'm not going to do that. I would give it to Saraya, even though she wasn't even here.
I'm gonna actually agree with you on that because I'm sorry, you had your first match in 5 years, you won, and literally they did not even mention it.
This is a 6 or 7 most important.
You couldn't even say, oh, she has a promo on Rampage. At least announce that she's gonna talk this week. And Kara Hogan for getting fired.
Yeah, but at least she has a feud with Jay coming up, maybe. She's looking at Saraya, got nothing.
This is true. So yeah, it's just Saraya. It's just Saraya for now. All right, Jimmy, that brings us to a close on AEWramble this week. You want to let the people know where they can find you, good sir?
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Hopefully, if I'm still alive at that point. I'm dying. I feel terrible.
Hope you feel better, sir. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month. You got SP3's Raw Report. You got the preview for World Tag League. Now we're going to have reviews of World Tag League starting later on today. And go over and subscribe to True Hill Heat Sports, as they'll be going live shortly with True Hill Heat Sports number 87, watching the World Cup USA versus England. So join us for that. Also, check out here on the YouTube channel our top 10 best matches of AEW Full Gear 2022 weekend. We talk about the best matches from that show, Stardom, New Japan Historic Crossover, Stardom, Gold Rush, and much, much more. Join us here live, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, True Hill Heat 202, as Dedrin joins us from House of Wrestling, talking about the week in wrestling and previewing Survivor Series. What happened?
Jesus.
What happened?
He looks like I'll be nice.
For once, he's gonna be nice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, he's black. I don't want to. I like shit on white people during the finish. I don't shit on black people during the finish.
Racist.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's a fair point. He definitely looks like he lives with the girlfriend, plays PlayStation while she goes to work. He comes back. I'm sorry.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm sorry. I can't be racist, sir. I got to be fair.
No better place to end the show. You started off the show with 2 disclaimers. You end the show with 2 disclaimers. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We'll be back on Thursday next week, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for joining us. Elite Rolling. We signing off.